Hey, Jackie. Hello, hello, hello. Blue hearts today. Girl, somebody has upset me on Instagram and FMLS. I had to do a scope about it. I had to pray about it. It just made me so upset. I just felt like I needed to talk about it and do a scope. I know it's early and everybody's probably in traffic. Oh, great! Yay! Yeah, I'm live. I know it's early, but I'm gonna leave it up just in case somebody comes this evening because I got to get this off my chest so that I can move on with my life. So basically today, let me turn this around. Hello. So I'm wrapping up my day, but basically today I was on FMLS looking up properties and I came across a listing and it was just bad, and so I got upset. I was already having a rough day. I left my bag at home, my laptop at home. I didn't have my key to get into my office. Best Buy didn't open until 10. Hey Makita, I saw you somewhere earlier today. How you doing? So, as I was saying, I was on FMLS today and I saw something that just really ticked me off. So I'm here to do a scope because I strongly feel that we do not have any competition. There are a lot of agents out here that should not have licenses and should not be allowed in people's homes and whatnot. And they definitely do not deserve commissions. So, just tell you what I saw. Yeah. I'm trying to get my Periscope game back up. But I was on FMLS and I'm looking at a $200,000 property and it had exterior photos. I don't know if y'all saw that on my Instagram story, but it had like 4 photos, but they were all of the interior of the house. So I'm just like, this person does not deserve a real estate license. It's just mind blowing. So today I did some slides. I'm going to do kind of a webinar thing. I'm going to find somewhere to post it, but probably on YouTube. But I did some slides about raising the bar in your real estate business. You do not need to be a multi-million-dollar real estate agent to raise the bar in this business. You do not need a lot of money. You do not need a whole lot to compete with a lot of these agents out here. Good, Jackie, good. Congratulations. A lot of people don't pass that test, girl. Or tax records. Yeah, tax records show photos. Like, there's so many places to get photos. Zillow has photos. There's no, it's probably illegal to use other people's photos, but there's no reason to not have photos on your listing. So that is my inspiration for the scope tonight. It does not take much to compete with these agents out here. I know that it seems like everybody's a real estate agent, and let social media tell it everybody is a millionaire real estate agent and everybody's doing a whole lot of business. And I used to be a recruiter for a large company here, so I've got access to what everybody's doing. Everybody's not a top real estate agent that has, all this stuff going on social media. So anyways, so we're going to talk about raising the bar and how to crush the competition with simple things. So the first thing that I have to talk about is the notion of competition or perceived competition. There is no competition. It's all perceived. You do not have to worry about me, the next agent on social media, the agent with 30,000, 100. You do not have to worry about the next person, the top agent in your office. No one, I'm crying. No one is your competition. It's just a perceived notion, and really, if you feel you have competition, the only competition you're having is yourself. So just throw that whole notion of competition out the window. And then let's just be honest, it doesn't take a whole lot to get a real estate license. You can take a class online and go take a test. And Jackie, you did good, but it doesn't take a lot. Once you pass the test in the class, you've got a real estate license. So it doesn't take a whole lot to get a license. So the bar for entry into our industry is very low. So you have to keep in mind that this competition that we're putting ourselves up against, these are people who may not necessarily have education. They have at minimum a high school diploma or GED. They may not have any formal training in real estate. They may not have any sales training. They may not have had a professional job. You can get a real estate license at 18. So the bar is really low. So if you have education, formal training, sales training, you've had a job, you're already setting yourself apart from other people who just took a class and got a license. So again, my point is, it does not take a whole lot for you to be in a league all of your own, without any competition. So my first tip for that is good customer service. So how do you feel like, what's an example of bad customer service? Anybody got any examples of bad customer service? You've been in a store, you've been ignored. Anybody had bad customer service before? How do you feel when you go in the store? You got money to shop, you're there to buy something, and the people there are ignoring you. How does that feel? You bought something, they don't listen, they don't care. Let's say you've already paid for something and spent your hard-earned money on something, something's not right or whatever, you call this business, they don't answer the phone. So my number one pet peeve customer service tip and hack that will set you apart from other real estate agents is simple. Answer your phone. Answer your phone, answer your text, answer your social media, answer your email. When people reach out to you, they are in your store. They're in your Macy's, they're in your Bloomingdale's, they're in your Nordstrom. Answer the phone, because they are there because they want to shop and they want to do business with you. So if you are too busy to if you're too busy to answer the phone, it's great that you have business. But if you can't get back to people, who are in your store, if they called you, they're in your store, in your presence. It's just an insult. I hate to be in a store where I really, really want to spend some money. After closing, when you say, I just had a closing, I'm going to treat myself to something, and you walk in the store and you're like, this fool do not know that I have a pocket full of money right now. And you don't get the service, and they ignore it. It's classic, what's the movie, Pretty Woman, where they're in there with the money and the people don't realize it, and they're just being ignored. So if you're in real estate and you're not answering your phone, you're not answering your text, if you're on social media and you're not answering your social media, your email, you are ignoring your customers that are in your store to shop. So I think I know for a fact the number one complaint of consumers is that real estate agents don't answer their phones. So if you answer your phone, you're already in a league of your own. You're already a millionaire, 7-figure agent just by picking up the phone and returning people's phone calls. I answer my phone for everyone. I answer it for other realtors. I answer it for people. So I just answer my phone. You just got to do it. Another thing that you can do is send thank you notes. How does it feel when you've made a big purchase, like a car, a house, when you have your closing and you go shopping and you make a large purchase for yourself, and the people, they don't tell you thank you, like genuinely tell you thank you for your business. I appreciate you. I realize that you shopping with me pays my bills. So what I do, I make it a point to thank everybody that I come in contact with. When I'm doing my phone calls every day, my lead generation, and I'm calling people in my database, I send a thank you note. Thank you for your time on the phone. Thank your clients if they're working with you, if they've signed a contract with you, if you've got a buyer brokerage agreement, or if you've got a listing agreement with someone. Thank them multiple times throughout the transaction. Thank you. I really appreciate your business. Thank you. I really appreciate your business. If you are a full-time real estate agent, I don't care how much business you have. If you do not have that client that you're working with right now, if you do not have that client that you're working with, you really wouldn't be in business. So you need to thank these people who are choosing to work with us. You just got to thank them. Send them a thank you card when they sign the contract. I keep thank you cards on my desk, like thank you notes. I write thank you notes all day long. I sent out several today. I was just riding down the street this morning. I went to Dunkin' Donuts. I picked up $5 gift cards from Dunkin' Donuts. Oh yeah, Home Goods. I love Target. You go to Target, you look at the clearance. Who cares if it's a clearance gift card? Nobody knows. So I just pick up the ones from clearance. And just looking for some more, but they can be plain note cards, they can be thank you cards. Just pick up the ones off clearance. Walmart, Target are my favorites, and always clearance. Hey, who's that? Hey. So yeah, so thank you notes. Thank you for your time on the phone. If they don't want to, if it's just someone you talk to on the phone, thank you for choosing me as your agent. Thank you for trusting me with your hundreds of thousands of dollars. I find I don't take it lightly, because if you're working with a client, their home purchase is the largest purchase that they will probably ever make. And I don't take it lightly that they trust me with hundreds of thousands of dollars of their money. And so I thank them for that and let them know that I appreciate it. How did that customer get to you? The person that referred you. A lot of us agents will send a thank you to the person who referred us a customer after we close. You have to send the thank you note as soon as the referral comes in, not after it closes. So when the referral comes in, it doesn't have to be anything huge. You want to train your sphere in your database that if you send me a referral, I appreciate it, and I'm going to hi honey, husband's home. Yeah, thank them right there on the spot. Thank them with the thank you note, with the $5 Starbucks Dunkin' Donuts card. Do not wait until you get a paycheck to thank the person for referring you, because they were somewhere minding their own business and decided when they heard someone talking about real estate that they were going to refer that person to you. So you need to thank them right up front, so that they know that when I think of Tori, or when I think of Makita, when I think of Jackie, she's gonna show her appreciation. She's gonna send me, a thank you. And so people like to get things in the mail, and so yeah. So send thank you notes to the people that send you the business. Pop by your clients' houses after closing. I know most agents are guilty of this. You will definitely set yourself apart if you do this. After closing, pop by. Don't call. Don't text, just pop by after closing. What I do is I get custom made cutting boards made by Qualtry, spelled Q. Oh yeah, you got to do it from the beginning. Otherwise, quiet Nicholas. Otherwise, if you do it after the fact, you're saying, okay, if you send me someone good, then I'll thank you. No, I thank you just for thinking about me when someone else said real estate. I mean, that takes a lot, because some people just don't remember us. So yeah, so pop by after closing. So what I do immediately when I take my check back to the office, after I go buy myself a gift, I go to Qualtry.com, Qualtry. They sell customized cutting boards. If you are a real estate agent, you can set up a realtor, some sort of account where you get a discount. So good. You should send me your info. I'll leave my email towards the end of the scope. So in Qualtry, you get a discount if you're a real estate agent. So these cutting boards cost like $60. With your realtor account, mine run me about $37. So I order a cutting board. It has, welcome home, or the Johnson kitchen or whatnot. It has their closing date on the board. That's why I wait until after closing to order it, so that I know the date that they bought their home. And then hello. Yeah, and so then the board comes usually a week and a half to 2 weeks after closing. They think that I've gotten my money and I've gone on with my life. I sent them a thank you note. I didn't really. Sometimes I get something at closing, sometimes I don't. If I do, it's usually a bottle of wine. But they think, oh, she just made all that money and she gave me a bottle of wine. So when the cutting board comes in, I put it in a nice gift bag. I pop by the house and I knock on the door. Most of the time I do it when I know they're not going to be there. On purpose. But if they're there, hey, I was in the neighborhood and I had this in my car for you, and you leave it with them. If they're not home, I love it when they're not home, because I put the gift bag at their doorstep. I take a picture of it and kind of make sure that my shoes are in the shot Anyways, I take the picture, I send it to them in a text message and say, hey, I was in the neighborhood and I had something for you. They don't know what's in the bag. They're shocked. They swore they weren't going to hear from you after closing because no other realtor they've ever dealt with has ever contacted them after they've been paid. You're now setting yourself apart from your imaginary competition, or these people out here with real estate licenses. Any questions about any of that? Hello, everybody. I'm amazing. Thank you so much. What's your name? I can't see. Fit mama, fit wife. Give, give, give. Yes, it sets you apart. Not sure when you came on the scope, but just talking about, there is no competition. If you do simple things, I mean, a $30, $40 cutting board, they absolutely love it. I was at a client's house on Monday, and she's got it sitting up on the counter. It's proud. Also with Qualtree, tell them, you submit your order in the special comments, tell them to put your logo, your name, and your phone number on the back of the cutting board. That way, they never forget you, they never forget your phone number, and it's not just a closing gift, it's advertising, and they know that your name and number is on the back of that cutting board. That's just a little tip I found out from someone else, I forget. Let's see. Professional hacks that you can do to set yourself apart. So, you can conduct in-office consultations. Most of the time you're on social media or you are on your phone and someone says, hey, I want to buy a house. I got a pre-approval for $250,000. Can we find something? Can we go out and look at something tomorrow? You're so excited that you now have a client that you're like, oh yeah, let me send you some properties. And send you some properties, and you let me know if you see anything that you want to see. One way to set yourself apart from the competition is to present yourself as a business person. Treat your business like a business. So when you get someone, even if they've got their pre-approval and they're ready to go, they want to look at property tomorrow, tell them, great, when can you come by the office? Preferably during business hours. So I used to be one of those, hop in the car. If you got a pre-approval letter, I'm hopping in the car. Let's go find a house. And I closed many deals that way. Just this year, I started doing, hi, Queen Bee. Just this year, I started having every single buyer come into the office. It's not even negotiable. If you've bought a house before, I don't care. If you're an investor, I don't care. You have to meet me. How do you find a good rep? What do you mean? Let me know what you mean by how do you find a good rep. But when you have a buyer, make them come into the office. If you have a listing, find a reason to have them come into the office, because that's an opportunity for you to showcase your professionalism. They're not getting that from anyone else. I promise you, all the other agents are getting the pre-approval letter and putting people in their car or meeting them. Somebody to sell you a great house. I'm right here. See? Hi. So what state are you in? It depends on where you are. Usually people find their realtor through word of mouth. You've got social media here if you're local to Georgia or Florida. You're in Mississippi. I know an agent in Mississippi. Are you looking to buy right now? Hi, James Bunn. If you're looking to buy right now, I know an agent in Mississippi, but you can do word of mouth, someone that you know. You can send me an email to admin@sevenfiguresinrealestate.com, and I'll send you a referral in Mississippi. If anyone's on social media, I'm talking about D. Stanley. Let her know someone's in here looking for a Mississippi agent. This scope is mostly for real estate agents, so I apologize. Yeah, so have your clients come into the office. Use a professional email. That's a no-brainer. You should not be using jujube@gmail.com. Answer your phone consistently with a professional greeting. So we talked about answering the phone. How do you feel when you call a business and someone says hello? You're like, do you work here? Or did I call Walmart? Or did I call, well, you don't even get a person when you call most businesses now. But when you call businesses and they pick up the phone and they say hello, you're kind of like, I know me, I kind of step back like, who did I just call? Did I call the right number? and I kind of go hello, and I give them an opportunity again to use a professional greeting, not being funny, but just because I've forgotten that I've called a business. The same thing with your cell phone. When people are calling, even your family and friends, have a consistent professional greeting. So you call my phone. If it's my mom, my husband, my friend, I see your number on the caller ID screen. Hello, this is Tori. Prime example, I used to work at Home Depot corporate in Atlanta, and so I know the number by heart. I've got it saved in my phone as Work Depot. My husband works for Home Depot, and my mother works for Home Depot. So one day, we're in Atlanta. It's 6,000 people that work there. I get a phone call from Work Depot in my phone. Hello. And the person whose voice was on the other end was not someone that I knew. It was not familiar. This was a potential client calling my phone, and because I thought it was my mother calling, I answered it unprofessionally. Never do it again. Hello there. Another thing that happens is when your family and friends are calling, you don't know. Hopefully you're training them to call you when they have a referral. You don't know when they call you. You're hoping that when they call you that they're calling you. I'm trying to get into real estate, have no experience. You don't need any experience. That's what we're talking about today. You just probably, depending on your state, you have to take a class and pass the class with a 75 here in Georgia, and then pass the state exam. You don't need any experience to get a real estate license in most states. So when your family is calling, you don't know if they have to make money grow. Hi, I've been reading books. They say easy is, I'm not sure what you mean by that. Invest in real estate. What's your question? I'm reading sideways. I don't know how to turn my scope the other way. So I'm catching the questions late. And I don't have them moderated because I don't have that many people on here. So if your friends and family are calling, they've got someone standing next to them and they are about to refer them to you. Thank you for the hearts. Heart it up for me, please. If they're going to refer someone to you and you pick up the phone like, what's up, cuz? And they've got their boss or the owner of their home that they're renting right there next to them. They may think that you're not a professional and they don't want to use you. I have a chunk of money. Should I invest it in some land? It depends. We would need to talk in more detail in office consult. You can email me at admin@sevenfiguresinrealestate.com. This scope is mostly for real estate professionals. If you've got a chunk of money, there are lots of things that you can do. I actually just put an investment property on the market today, so there's a number of ways you can invest. Land right now, probably, I don't know, it depends on what kind of return you're doing. If you're looking to build or not really sure. If you're looking to build, that would be great, depending on what side of town and how big your chunk is. Good. What's your name? Jay? Jay, if you email me at admin@sevenfiguresinrealestate.com, I'll be able to help you out. Don't want to put your chunk of money on the Periscope, and also we'll need to talk in great detail about exactly what you want to do with your chunk of money. Next, having a recording on your voicemail. Thank you. Change your voicemail. Some people change their voicemail every day where it's like, hey, this is Tori. Thank you for calling. Today is Wednesday, Troll Day. Leave a message. You don't have to do that. It's really, really amazing if you can do it. The only thing is if you forget to change it one day, then you sound silly. You go from being a professional to being someone who is not up on their game and does not change their voicemail. I tried it and people love it. Hey, good morning. Today is Wednesday, June 5th. I am in the office today. I'll be returning calls from 12 until 1. People love it. Do it every day, though. If you decide you don't want to do it, you're going on vacation, change it back to a generic voicemail. It should not be the generic, hey, Sashi. It should not be the generic voicemail that comes with your phone provider. Do that. A lot of agents don't have their voicemail set up. Unprofessional. Hey girl, hey. Another thing you can do is ask your client how they prefer to be contacted. It's 2016, so some people email, some people text, some people like to talk on the phone still, some people FaceTime. Ask your client how they want to be contacted. Do not assume because of age, race, size, budget, whatever. Do not assume that they are okay with text. Do not assume that they're not okay with text. Some of my clients do not want to talk to me. If you have a client who's very high maintenance, they may be the type that who likes to FaceTime. So if they like FaceTime, FaceTime them. Clients want to be, they want to be next to you all the time. They want to know that you care. So if you're FaceTiming your clients, like my favorite clients are the ones that I FaceTime. They are the ones that move from out of town. They really feel like we're friends because we FaceTime. So just ask people how they like to be contacted. If a client texts you, don't call them back. They text because that's what's convenient for them at that time. So be mindful of contacting people how they want to be contacted. Any questions on any of that? Hey y'all. So I started the scope out talking about what motivated me to do this scope tonight, and it was me looking through properties online and coming across a listing that only had pictures of the exterior of the house. I got ticked off, and so my next hack for real estate agents is listing agents is professional photography. It's sad that I have to say that in 2016. Like, who are you? Who are you? Right, Sasha. Who are you attracting with one photo, or the photos just of the outside of the house? So if I'm a realtor and I'm looking at your listing and I'm looking at listings to show my clients, you don't have the inside of the picture, inside of the house shown. So I think, one, something's wrong with the house, so I'm not going to show it. I think it stinks. I think it's dirty. I just think it's bad. Children in the background, dogs in the background, too many personal photos, the realtor in the mirror, classic, the realtor in the mirror. Yeah, that's another one I don't like. Like, you didn't see yourself and you saw yourself and you still posted it on the computer for the world to see, because as soon as you put your listing in, it's going to websites all over the world and you're okay with what you see. I do know that as a new agent, if I got a call for a listing, I was so happy to get a listing. I did not care. I would be like, I don't care if you clean the house up or not. I'm going to snap me a picture of the outside and I'm going to put this thing on so that everyone knows that I have a listing. It will cost you money to do that because people are going to bypass your listing. Agents are going to bypass it and clients are going to bypass it. And it's just embarrassing. It does not look good for you to go on another appointment, or for people out there Googling you and whatnot. It does not look good to have unprofessional photos. So when I was a new agent, I thought that the agents who hired photographers had money. I'm like, oh, they're a top agent. They can afford a photographer. I can't. When I started doing hiring photographers, I learned they charge $99. So if you're doing a $200,000 home, you're making $6,000 gross, you can spend $99 on the front end to hire a photographer. So just hire a photographer, get it over with. And if your client does not want to clean up, then you need to not take that listing. Don't take dirty listings. Don't take smelly listings. Don't take nasty listings. You have to know your worth and know that whatever you put out there on the internet is a reflection of you. So if you take a nasty listing, you're the agent. You're now the agent who takes nasty listings. You're now the agent who has that dirty listing up on, Riverview. So be very mindful. Just because, I don't care if you're new or experienced, just because you got an opportunity to list a property, you do not have to take it because it's a representation of yourself. So use professional photos. $99 to $158. I use Emoto, I-M-O-T-O. Emoto Photo. I use them. I've been using them for over a year. They're really good. You can place your order on their website and they set you up, right away. Home Tours of America, and these are Atlanta These are Atlanta photographers. I know that Emoto, they're in several states. You go on their website and they will find you someone in your state. But Emoto is my favorite. They charge $150 in my market, and they charge another $8 to do like a video. Pay for the video. It's $8. It's nice. You can put it on YouTube. You can put it on social media. It's really nice. So Emoto Photo, Home Tours of America, and I actually got just a guy. Let's see if I can find his number. His name is Trey. And Trey's phone number, let's see if I can find it. Trey. Can't get Trey's number. If you need just a regular photographer that's not affiliated with a company, email me at admin@sevenfiguresinrealestate.com. So, Emoto Photo. Welcome back, Sashi. So, a few other tips on listings as it pertains to photos. Wait for your photos. So let's say, you get a listing and the photographer can't come out. For example, I got a listing last week. My photographer can't get out until this Friday. My client needs to know, we can't put your property on the market until those photos are back. So I told them, we'll get the property on the market if I get the photos back Friday, which I probably won't. It'll be Saturday before I get the photos back. It'll go on between Saturday and Monday. Some agents have set days that their listings go on. I'm going to try that probably next year, just putting listings in on one day. But I don't care if they say, oh, I really need to sell. We need to get it on the market. It's imperative that you wait until you get your photos back. If you put one photo up there, people are going to assume that something's wrong with the house, even if you note it. And you're not offering anything. You're wasting days on market with one photo because nobody's going to come see it unless it's just in a really hot area. So wait for the photos to come back. The last thing with listings that you can do to set yourself apart from the imaginary competition is you can do weekly updates. Call your clients every month. When I was a new agent, someone told me if your clients are calling you, you're not doing your job. So listing clients, they want to know what's going on. Do they have any offers? They want to know feedback on their showings. Which language do you know? English, Spanish, French. They want to know what... They want to know what's going on with their listing. So when you call them, I call my clients every Monday by usually at 10 o'clock, I start calling them, letting them know what's going on. If you don't have anything to report, no offers, no showings, you call them to tell them that you have no offers, no showings. They appreciate it. Agents don't call their clients. They assume I don't have anything to tell them. I don't have an offer, so I'm not going to call. So do that. I got to speed up. So hacks for working with buyers. Yes, it's a really good idea. Just call them. Just call them. If they're sitting around waiting, they're not happy, and if they have to pick up the phone and call you, then you're not doing your job. I'm really big on owning when I'm not doing my job. For prime example, I don't know if I like that person. So prime example, what am I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about. Do anybody remember what I was talking about? I forgot. I gotta learn how to read questions and talk at the same time. Calling for updates. Yeah, call, tell them what's going on, even if there's nothing to report. I don't know. Hopefully it'll come back to me, but I had something really good. But anyways, so hacks for working with buyers. Do not speak in real estate lingo. So when you're in real estate, we close transactions every day, multiple times a month. We're not buying, but we're transacting more often than the buyers are. So when we're calling them, we're talking about, yeah, your pre-approval is in, and the HUD and the settlement statement and TRID, and what are some other real estate words? And we treat clients and their transactions as if they're a walk in the park. Oh yeah, your appraisal's back, and we just talk casually about this big moment in their life. Do not treat your buyer like their transaction is a walk in the park. They are spending a lot of money And they don't know what the hell we're talking about. They don't know what we're talking about. Even your most educated buyers, I've got doctors, they don't know what the hell we're talking about. So you have to slow it down, and you have to put it in layman's terms for them, and don't. It's an insult for someone to be spending $500,000 and you're using lingo and treating their transaction like, it's just a regular walk in the park for you, even though it is, because we do this all day, every day. So, yeah, we're just waiting for the appraisal to come back. Tell them what happened. Tell them what to expect next. I just think, and I think I just reached that epiphany recently, because I go into businesses and people start using their jargon or their lingo with me, and I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? And, it's an important purchase, so I want to know what you're talking about. But, don't do that with buyers, and definitely don't downplay the importance of their transaction. They're excited. They're excited. They're purchasing a house. Ask them, ask them if they've shared it with their family. Just treat it like a very exciting moment, even though for us it may be our 5th contract that week or that month. Treat it like it is the most important transaction, because it's a big deal for them, even though it's not necessarily a big deal for us. And I don't care what the price point is. If it's someone who's buying a home, just treat it like it's a big deal. I know that coming from where I come from, people don't buy, people that I grew up with, they're not able to buy homes. People in my family don't own homes. So, people in my sphere, I let them know, I'm proud of them. I make it a celebration. It should definitely be a celebration. Another hard to swallow tip for when you're working with buyers. So, you get someone, they email you their pre-approval letter. They say, oh my gosh, I got pre-approved to buy a house. Can you help me? Can you help me? I'm looking to buy a house in Woodstock. Or I want to buy a house in Gainesville, Georgia, and I got this pre-approval letter for $250,000. You're counting the money in your head and trying to figure out, okay, how can I get this money, right? Don't do it. Refer it out. Explain to them the importance of referring it out. I have made the most money this year by referring buyers out, either to agents on my team who are more familiar with areas, or agents on my team who are more patient with buyers. I'm not the most patient with buyers. So referring buyers out so that they get a better customer service experience is good for you, and you need to communicate to your clients why you are referring them out. If you're not referring them, if you don't want to refer them, some of my people don't want to be referred. I do still let them know I'm getting help because I'm not good at this. I'm getting help because I don't know this area. I'm getting help because we're realtors. We're licensed to do business in the entire state that we're licensed in, but we don't know everything, and it's okay to tell your clients that. And when people learn that you are willing to put yourself aside, put your commission aside so that they have a better experience, they trust you more, and they will refer you. So again, I'm having my best year ever, and I've done so much in referral business just by either referring things outright, or by bringing in someone else. So prime example, who's familiar with the Sovereign building in Buckhead? Sovereign they're building something else, but Sovereign was like the most prestigious building in Buckhead. Tallest building, great, amazing. I'm obsessed with it. I went out to get a listing, and quite honestly, I got the listing on my own. $3.5 million, or $12,000 a month for rent. I went out and I got this listing on my own. They did not feel comfortable with listing with me. So instead of me losing that money, I asked them, when they said, they were going to go with, some other big dog agent, I got my own big dog. If you need to find a big dog, or if you need to find somebody else who knows the luxury market, or who knows condos, or who knows a certain building, call them and get the money. It's okay. Call somebody to help you and let them know that you're calling this person in to help you. I told them, I went to the very, very top of my company to find this person. Now, Honestly, I think that they did not want to use me because of how I look. So even if you have to pay for someone else's, in my case, whiteness, they were looking for someone who was in rapport with them, someone who looked like them. They were just not comfortable with hiring me on my own. So instead of me walking away from that commission, I called in someone, and I had to be mature and a professional and do what I need to do. Yeah, I had to pay for somebody's whiteness to get a listing. But yeah, but I earned that listing. I went on those appointments and I had to do stats. I had to do a presentation. I met them at the Buckhead Club. I did all of this stuff. When I brought that other agent in who was an older, when I brought her in, and I love her to death, when I brought her in, she did not have to do a presentation. She had it, but she didn't have to do it. They talked about cats. They talked about China. Whatever, it's a listing in Sovereign. So they talked about whatever they talked about, and we're going to co-list. I know, it happens. But they talked about whatever they need. She didn't have to do anything. She didn't have to qualify. She didn't have to show her credentials or anything. And we got the business. So the moral of the story, so don't get mad. Just find another way to go, I did find a way. Yeah, exactly. Don't get mad. Don't take it personal. And there is a such thing as being, there's a book called Instant Rapport. If you are a Keller Williams agent, I don't know if anybody's here with Keller Williams, but there's a class that's called The Language of Sales that I took, and it recommended the book Instant Rapport, and it talks about getting in rapport with people. And in some cases, you can't get in rapport on some things like your skin. Like I can talk a certain way. Yeah, you should. I got your info, Sashi. I'll call you, not call you, email you. But yeah, you can't get in rapport some ways. Right now, I've done the big chop. I cut my hair off after one of those shootings. I was just so mad with the world. I chopped my hair off. So now I don't have the same hair. You just can't change certain things. And so to a certain extent, you do have to be in rapport. So yes, I brought in another agent, but that other agent was able to have a conversation with that seller about China. Exactly. But that other agent, she was able to talk to them about China. I have no conversation. I can't get in rapport with that client talking about China. They were talking about Shanghai. I know absolutely nothing about Shanghai. So it's okay. My point is, it's okay if for a better customer service experience for the customer, if you have to get help with a certain transaction or if you need to refer them out. So that's all I've got. Let me think. What else? Fast responses, professional photography. I got my little book here. Yeah, so that's all I've got. I am Real Estate Tori on most social media networks. I just recently started a new Instagram page called it's called 7-Figure Realtor, and basically I just got confused. Like my Instagram was very bipolar, and so I felt like my clients shouldn't hear certain things, and I felt like I was just kind of preaching to two different choirs. So I'm trying to separate it's not a personal page, it's a business. If you're following me on Instagram, it's business. It's always business and my kids. Yeah, so I'm trying to separate real estate agents who may need advice or new agents or something like that. I'm trying to separate you guys from the person who wants to buy a house, because it's hard. It's getting hard to juggle, and it's very, very bipolar. Thank you. All right, so that's all I have. You guys have a good night. I don't have anything to sell you, but you can email me your questions or go to Instagram, 7-Figure Realtor or Real Estate Tori. You can also email any questions to me at admin@7figuresinrealestate.com. Thank you. You all have a good night.